Hi there.
Hi, welcome to Curious Collection. I'm Will.
I'm Cinnamon.
So we had a person ask us a question about eBay store levels. Right now, they're just a hobbyist seller. To my understanding, they don't have a store, and they're kind of curious as to should they get a store? If so, what level should they get? And neither one of us are compensated by eBay. We don't get paid from them except for on items that we sell. So we don't really, we're not part of their marketing team. We're not going to push you in one direction or another.
No, and we're not representatives of eBay in any way, shape, or form. So
Right.
we don't have all the answers, but this is the research that we've done. And hopefully, if you're kind of on the fence about it, then this might give you a little more information. And then obviously do your own homework as well. They have tools to kind of help guide you through it.
Right. So we will put a couple of links down in the description to let you know the type of resources that we looked at, and you can actually locate them yourself if you have questions. If you just go to the help and contact information, bar on the top of your eBay screen, type in eBay store, and they'll give you everything that, basically that we have here. But, maybe we have a unique perspective on this, as we do have two different stores, and we have two stores at different store levels. So to begin with, there is a link on eBay where you can actually go put in the amount of listings that you're considering putting up every month and what your goals are. Am I a hobbyist, or am I considering starting up a full-time store? Or am I going to be a part-time seller and maybe I'll have several hundred or maybe into the thousands of listings. So first of all, the first level store that they have is a starter store. And for all of the stores, with the exception of their enterprise level, they offer month to month, or they offer an annual subscription that is billed out over a month to month period. So there is a penalty if you cancel your annual subscription without completing your year. But if it's something that you think you're going to be serious about, in my opinion, you're probably better off to just go with the annual subscription. That's what we do on both of our stores. Starter level store starts at $4.95. So the cost of entry on that, super low. You're going to get access by having an eBay store to different types of promotional stuff that you can send your customers. You can offer coupons. They give you research tools that you can, look more closely into items that sell, see what the selling history is. So, having a store.
You have a store. So people can favorite your store and then come back to you. So we talked before about our repeat customers, and it would be very difficult for our repeat customers to find our items if we didn't have that store that they can then go back to.
Right. And then they have the opportunity to look through, see all of the different items. So that, to begin with, I would say if you're considering selling more than a handful of items on eBay throughout the year, you may consider to just get a starter store just to get going and see if you like it.
Well, and the math is, if you don't have a store, then your insertion fee for every single item that you list is, what is it, like 30 cents per item?
Well, I know that if you go over, I don't see if you don't have a store, but it's 30 cents. If you have a starter store, they give you 250 listings as part of that subscription. And if you go over the 250, there is a 30-cent fee.
Right. And that's per item, and that's per month. So if your item doesn't sell within the first month, which realistically, come on now, obviously most of our items don't sell within the first month. So those are going to renew every month. So we're talking about, if you have more than the 250 items that you're listing per month, then, you're going to want to increase the size of your store, because after an additional 54 listings, that 30-cent insertion fee per listing is going to pay for the next level of the store. So again, it's really important that you know how many listings you want to do in a month. And then, also look at, okay, well, so 250 is the listings that you get for that starter store for the $5 a month. But the next level up is $22 a month for that basic level store. And if you have more than 294 listings, then it's going to definitely be much better to get that next level. And that is going to give you 1,000 listings and 10,000 of these additional listings per, depending on the category. And that's really where our listings are great, because most of our listings fit into those additional categories that they give you, those additional 10,000 listings. So collectibles, things like that. And again, look at, what's included, and you're going to need to know your store as well.
Right. So, of course, most of all, it's most important that you're going to make the right decision for you, the types of items that you sell, and what you think you're going to be, the amount of volume that you think you're going to be selling. If you think, well, I'll put up 1,000 items, then, you can use that and kind of look at the charts and see what's out there and what's available. And, keep in mind that if you do exceed those limits, that the higher your store level goes, the lower the insertion fee. So if you're at the enterprise level, it's only a nickel if you exceed your limit. Whereas if you're at the, the basic or starter level, you're looking at 25, 30 cents per item per month that exceeds your limits. So our ad store is at the basic level, because right now, because it's a new store, we're only allowed to have like 800 or 1,600 listings anyway. And those do include the collectibles and stuff. So for us, the basic, it goes up to 10,000 additional, so we're good there in that store for now. So something to keep in mind on the basic level store, like we have, we get 1,000 listings total. And then right now, eBay is doing a 10,000 item insertion fee in select categories, and that's a promotion. That is not fixed. That is not forever. There is always the option that they could take that promotion away. That's something that they rolled out a couple of years ago when they rolled out their managed payments as a promotion. Everyone that signed up for promoted for their managed payments was able to get these extra listings. So that is something that could go away in the future. I don't personally see that happening because it benefits eBay to have more listings on the platform. So just so you know, the charts are out there, the information's out there. For our main store, we are at the premium level. So
that's the $60 a month.
Right. We have 13,000 items in our store. The majority of those fall under the special categories because they're collectibles. So we're actually allowed 50,000 collectibles as well as our normal 10,000. So we could actually have up to $60,000 in our items in our store and not actually have any
those
penalties.
Just so that you're aware, those listings that they're talking about, those are like, if you have quantity listings, then that's going to count as quantity. So if you have one item that has like 60 quantity, then that's going to be 60 listings, basically, right?
No.
Don't listen to me. I don't know what I'm talking about.
No. The confusion is that we do have our ad store. It's a new store, and eBay on new stores will limit your store level to items. Whereas once your store is fully unlocked and it is fully operational, they're not charging you. They're charging you per listing. So if you do have a quantity listing with 10 items on one item, then it's only one listing.
Okay,
And
so
we'll
keep in mind, if it's a new store, then that's what you need to know, is if it's a new store.
Right.
Which, if you're doing the research to find out if it's worth doing a new store, then it's nice to know that, that is something that you need to keep in mind.
Those that's not associated to the fees. That's just the store level limits, because they're trying to control the volume of traffic and make sure that you're growing at a level that you can handle. So they're, from where we are, there is the anchor level. That one is going to cost $299 a month. Now that's a significant increase over the $60 a month. You're going to get 25,000 listings in all categories. And everything that I'm talking about is the buy it now. We don't utilize auction listings, and most of the people that I interact with don't. Unless you're selling rare, high value items, I don't think that auctions are a good choice. And the majority of eBay sellers don't utilize them because there's just not enough volume or interest in items in order to really justify an auction. An auction only works when you have multiple people trying to buy the same item. So if you got 20 of the same item out there on the platform, it doesn't work because they'll just go buy one of them that's already listed. The other thing is that on the Anchor store, you get 75,000 in select categories, and it's a nickel if you go over per listing. So that would potentially allow you to have up to 100,000 listings. I personally am not aware of any individual who has a store that's larger than 100,000 listings. If they do, then you do have the enterprise level. That's going to allow you up to 100,000 listings in all categories, an additional 100,000 in select categories, so that you're already at 200,000 listings. You're talking about $3,000 a month. And with that, they also get a dedicated customer service rep that they can call into, and if they have questions, concerns, problems. I don't know anyone that needs that. I would suggest if you're at the enterprise level and you're talking about $3,000 a month, you might want to start looking at commercial property if you're not already in a commercial unit. And honestly, you may be using eBay as a side to your main business at that level, because once you're exceeding 100,000 items, you really are at a commercial level. You're probably operating as a business, with multiple employees. So
some of the other benefits of having a store versus not having a store is that you do have a store that people can, favorite and come back to. But you also have the option of like having coupons or having sales that you can, put special, certain categories on sale, things like that, which you wouldn't be able to do if you don't have that store.
Right. There's also a newsletter that you could generate and send that out to your repeat customers, and anyone who favorites your store can follow along, and they can keep up with new items or, any changes in your business. So again, these are all great options that you have, great add-ins. You don't have to utilize them if you have a store, but
yeah, we don't do a newsletter.
Having access to these types of tools can certainly make a difference. So just as an example, a couple of months ago, we decided we were going to put up some discounts on our store. We send offers regularly, but we said, maybe we're going to send offers to people, but we also want to give them an option. If they wanted to buy multiple pieces in one transaction, they can save more. So eBay actually has the tool where we can offer additional discounts if you buy multiple pieces. So then we're doing a combined shipping discount, right? Or we're doing a transaction order discount, right? So there's a lot of different options with regard to marketing that you just don't get without the store level.
Well, and you also get higher up in the listings. So again, depending on your store level. So, if you don't have a store, then your item may end up here. And then if you have, the basic store, then okay, well, maybe you go up a little bit more. And then each store level that you go into, will increase your visibility. How do you want to say that?
I think that's how you say that.
Yeah.
So eBay at one point did state, and I don't know that they're still standing behind this, but they did state that based on your store level is how you would be ranked in search. So they are going to give preferential treatment long term. Maybe, the day that we've talked about before, the day you list an item, it goes to the top of the search and it's right in front of everyone. But as the item sits there, it gets pushed down further in search. And all things being equal, if you have a store, you're going to get preferential treatment over the person who doesn't have a store. So there are certainly, I would say, in my opinion, the benefits of having the store exceed not having a store if you're serious about selling.
Yes. You know, for us where we're at, you know, we did the research, and these were the levels that worked best for us for the different stores that we have. You know, another benefit, in my opinion, is they give you like a shipping credit, not shipping supply credit. So they give, for the premium, the one that we have our bigger store in, they give us $50 credit every quarter to buy our shipping supplies. So we've gone through, like, some of the ones that we have, our rigid mailers there are, well, they say eBay right on it, which is kind of nice. We like the craft paper ones. It just works with our brand. And then they have boxes. They've got the tape. They've got, you know, tissue paper. Yeah, so that's the tape. The tape I'm not real crazy about. I think it's a little flamboyant. But you know, there are different options available depending on your business and what you think would be best for you. They've got different sized boxes. Like I said, the tissue paper was nice. They have, oh yeah, they've got like these little, they've got like these little stickers and stuff that say thank you for supporting my small business. There's all kinds of things in there that you can choose from.
Right. And it's constantly changing as well. So, you know, that you could seriously make an entire video just about the promotions that they offer at store levels and all of the different materials. Everything that you're going to buy or have access to purchase is all going to be eBay branded. Of course, they're pushing their brand. We find that it works well for us, though. And that, you know, when people, you know, go to their mailbox and they get the package out and they see that it says eBay, they do get excited the same way that they would if it said Prime.
Right.
So, you know, it's certainly something that is nice. Just a little touch that you can add. I'm not saying that, in my opinion, the pricing is a little bit higher on the eBay branded products. So we only buy those items
with the credit,
because we can certainly find the same items for less. But it is nice. And if you're exclusively an eBay seller or primarily an eBay seller, it's definitely worth having a little bit of that extra, especially if you know you're shipping the same items monthly.
Yeah.
So that is a nice addition. And it works well for them for their marketing, I'm sure. We talked about insertion fees.
Yeah, and the lower final value fees.
Right. So there are other categories that, other than what we sell in, that are going to have discounted, you know, transaction fees stuff as well. When you start getting up, just as an example, with the shoes and, you know, jewelry, that type of products, if you have a store, then you get discounts on your fees when you're selling high-end jewelry.
Right. Yeah. Not the stuff that I sell. Even the good stuff that I sell does not qualify for what they're talking about. Right. They're like, it has to be like $5,000 per item. I do not have anything in my store that is $5,000. You know, the luxury handbags are $2,000 and up per item.
Right. You would not get that discount if you did not have a store. So you're going to pay the full transaction fee on all of the items.
Sneakers over $150 each.
Right.
You know, things like that. But if you have a store, then I mean, it's a deep discount. If you're able to get those things, that's awesome on you. The changes are like from 15% down to like 6%, which is just huge.
Right. And I know that, just as an example, like eBay a few years back was really pushing on their sneakers, and they were offering, if you were selling a, you know, super high end rare sneakers, that they were offering you a 0% or 4%. So, you know, those fees are always changing. And that's definitely something that you're going to want to keep an eye on as you work through the platform and figure out, like, the items that I sell, where are the fees? You know, is it help me to have the store? Does it not help me? If you do have a store, I would suggest, if you're thinking about getting a store, I would suggest start small. You can always change that. You can change it every month. If you know, start out at the 250, you know, go up to the next level where you get 1,000 listings. If that's, you know, if you're exceeding that, you find it's working for you, go up again. The cost of entry, like I said, it's $5 a month for an annual subscription. If you plan on selling on the platform for a year, $60 is not a significant impact on your wallet.
Mm-hmm.
And I think, in our opinion, it definitely pays for itself.
It
Otherwise,
does.
we wouldn't have the store level.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's flat out for us. If you're selling on the platform, I would definitely consider getting the store.
Mm-hmm.
Unless you're just a hobbyist and maybe
Right.
selling, 10,
My
20
sister,
items a year.
she I don't know that she sells a dozen items a year. So if you're only putting up household items and it's less than 10 a month or something like that, then it's not worth it at that point. But if you're watching this video because you have even if it's just a side hustle that you're putting up items, then it doesn't take a lot to get to that 250 items in a year. That's 20 items in a month.
And frankly, when you're talking about a $5 monthly fee, that's something that for most of our items we're going to cover on one sale.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not that much of an impact on your actual overall business. And again,
it's going to boost your availability, your visibility to your customers as well.
It does. The other part is, and again, we are not tax experts. I am not an accountant. So talk to your accountant about this. If you're selling on the platform, all of your fees related to your business should be tax deductible.
Mm-hmm.
So that $5 monthly fee, that's just going to come against anything that you're going to owe taxes on. So, it's not going to negatively impact your business for a $5 or a $20 a month fee.
Mm-hmm.
So that's where I stand. I think that if you're selling on the platform more than 20 items a month, I honestly think that you should just get the store.
Mm-hmm.
Just start out with the lowest level.
Well, and again, $20 or 20 items in a month. If you break that down into a week, that's only 5 items a week that you're listing. So if you are, part-time with this, if this is just an after work or when the kids are napping, or if you can list 1 item a day, Monday through Friday, then it is worth it for you to just spend the $5 a month, the $60 in a year to get that, because then you're going to start to sell more of those, items that you're listing. So, I mean, that's kind of what we all want, right? Is to sell the items that we're listing. So
yeah,
that's
my
goal.
I'm not trying to list stuff because I like to look at it in my office.
Right. No, we're not hoarders. We keep telling ourselves that. We really do want to sell this stuff.
So I thank you so much for your questions, and we'll be happy to try to answer everything to the best of our ability. Please like and subscribe if we've helped you at all.
Yep.
And
if you have any other questions or concerns, please put them down in the comments. Let us know what questions you have, and we'll do the best that we can to try to answer those in real people talk. So thanks so much. Good luck, guys.
Thank you.